Man. Been through so much, bro. So much. Over the last 5 years of my life, I couldn't hold a job, which led me to only being able to live in public housing and depend on government assistance, okay? And so during that whole time, I was staying consistent with YouTube, hoping that YouTube would be a full-time job for me one day, and it finally became full-time last year, okay? And then when it did become full-time, the first thing I did was move my family out of public housing. I got a new car, and so I made all of those moves solely off of YouTube income, because I had like some really good months on YouTube, which is why I ended up moving. Now, I did get like some advice from like some family members and even some of my viewers that was telling me like, Dante, we know you excited, you making some money now off YouTube, but just be careful with moving so soon. You want to make sure you got a secure job, a stable income, and you don't want to be in a position to where you can't afford where you live at. I heard that a lot, and that was the advice that was given to me, but I didn't take it because little old me was like, I'm making all this money on YouTube. I don't care what nobody say. If I can move my family out of low income, I'm moving my family out of low income. So that's exactly what I did. I made all these moves. Fast forward, the YouTube income that I was dependent on slowed down because the internet is unpredictable. YouTube income is not stable. It can be up and down. It dropped to where I couldn't cover my bills no more. Eventually, I was like, maybe if I start sharing this to YouTube, maybe it'll pick my views back up. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe I could get the bills caught back up again. So eventually those videos of me sharing that financial hardship is what helped me keep my apartment and get all my bills caught back up. It's crazy how YouTube work, bro. I'm telling you. Now, I'm cool. I got blessed with a really good job, man. So I got 3 jobs right now. I got YouTube, I got my new job I just started, and I still do my gig work. So I got 3 sources of income. Today is my day off, by the way. I go back to work tomorrow. So I'm off today, but today I'm after my wife did out her doctor's appointment, me and my wife about to grind it out on our gig work. You feel me? So on my off days, I'm gonna be doing YouTube, and then I'm gonna be doing my gig work with Instacart. Actually, I got 4 sources of income because I get tips at my job, right? I get tips at my job. So my new job is hourly plus tips. So I get 2 checks on payday. I get one for hourly, and then I get one for all the tips I make. And plus we get cash tips too. So that's dope. And then also my wife is she's starting at my job too this week. So that's gonna obviously be some extra income as well. So it's dope, bro. Like I'm cool now. So I got some solid sources of income, and I'm blessed because I got a job that I can actually do and that I actually like, bro. Like, I like my job now. I can't remember the last time I said that I actually liked a job. Like, I really can't even remember the last time I said that. I worked a lot of jobs over the years, and I never stayed at none of them. But I actually like this job, bro. Like, I'm just thankful. You know what I'm saying? Especially like what happened a couple months ago when me almost losing my apartment. Like, I never been in a situation where I was like in that much financial hardship. It was scary, bro, because I really didn't know what to do at the time. And I felt like such a failure in my life, bro. 'Cause I'm like, bro, like I'm a man, bro, with a wife and a son, bro, and I can't afford to keep a roof over my family head, bro. I'm like, nah, bro, this ain't cool, bro. And that was like a real wake-up call for me. So I ended up leaving YouTube for a month, and I was like, bro, I got to get on this job search. You feel me? I got to start getting things in order. I got a family to take care of, bro. I'm out here, lollygagging, thinking life a game. Like, it ain't that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so all of it was like, because I didn't want to work. That was the thing, bro. I didn't want to work for somebody else. But like, damn, bro, like, you get to a point to where it's like, okay, bro, how much do you want to keep struggling? How much do you want to keep going through all this that you're going through constantly because you just don't want to work? That's what I had to tell myself, bro. So I'm like, bro, if I had stable income, I wouldn't have went through 90% of what I went through over the last 5 years if I would have just had a solid source of income. I went through what I went through because I didn't want to work for somebody. You know what I'm saying? I was lazy. That's really what it was, bro. I was lazy. And I had like a bunch of like self-work ethic. Like if I could make my own money, I was cool. I was grinding. But when it came to working for somebody else, I ain't had no good work ethic there. But that's the important. That's part of being a man. You know, we live in a world nowadays where everybody want to be content creators. Everybody want to be on social media. Everybody want to own businesses. That's just how life is now. You don't come across people who say they want to work jobs or talk highly of jobs. It's people don't do it, bro. Everybody always complain about working. I was one of those people too. You don't realize how scary it is, bro, until you ain't got nowhere to stay. That terrified me. You hear me? That terrified me. It was stuff I ain't even show on YouTube, bro. I was crying in my wife's arms, bro. I was crying, holding my son, bro. Telling him, bro, I'm so sorry that I got us in this position. I'm going to get our lives together. I promise we going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? That was a wake-up call for me, bro. So at that point, bro, I'm like, yeah, I left YouTube. I ain't care about YouTube, bro. I left YouTube for an entire month, bro. I just stopped uploading, bro. Cause I'm like, bro, this ain't cool, bro. Like, look at where I'm at in my life, bro. I can't afford my bills. You feel me? Like, I need to go and get my life in order, bro. I need to leave this social media shit alone and just go and get my life right. I ain't never felt that low before in my life, bro. I never felt that low before in my life. Like, I got a family, bro, and I can't even, you feel me? And so that's why I started sharing the videos. I'm like, at that point, I'm like, bro, I gotta do whatever I gotta do to get these bills paid so I can keep my crib. You feel me? At that point, I ain't care what nobody thought about me. I ain't care about sharing the journey at that point. Yes, it wasn't like, I didn't want to share that journey when I was losing my crib and all of that, but I did it because it was a desperate attempt to be able to keep my apartment. You feel me? So yeah, it was just a wake-up call for me, man. And realizing now that I don't live in public housing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here like in the real world now. Like, the bills ain't subsidized. It ain't no leniency. I gotta work. I gotta pay the bills. I need consistent income. You know, when you living in market rate, it ain't no joke out here. I was stupid, bro. Like, I was confused. I didn't know which direction to go. I didn't know what I wanted to do, what I wanted to lock in on. I thought I did. I was locking in on content because I felt like that was the only way that I was gonna ever make some consistent money, because I had no faith in me keeping no type of job or finding no type of career. I made so many mistakes, bro, but I can't blame nobody but myself, bro. Like, it was because of me I was in that situation for so long. It was because of me I was in that situation a few months ago. Right? Because I lacked the work ethic. I was being lazy. I didn't want to hold a job and be a man and take care of responsibilities for my family, bro. That's messed up, bro. My mind wasn't in the right place, bro. You know, I felt like a failure, bro. I was a failure, bro. I can't even say I wasn't a failure, bro. A man who can't provide for his family, bro, you failed, bro. Especially if it's because you chose to take a path that wasn't consistent. I can't blame nobody but myself, bro. So I'm never making that mistake again. So I don't care what I gotta do, bro. What I gotta do. I am going to take care of my family. I am going to hold down this job. I'm going to continue to grind on my channel. Wherever income I can continuously pull in. I don't care if it's YouTube. I don't care if it's gig work. I don't care if my job. It's all coming in, bro. I gotta stay consistent with any income, bro. Like, I never want to go without a solid source of income coming in, bro. My job is priority. My job now is priority even before YouTube, even before anything else. That stability that I never could keep, that's priority for me, for real. And I always had a lot of people telling me too, bro. Like, I had people giving me advice that I didn't take. I had people telling me, like, bro, like, I understand, bro, like, what you're trying to do, but, bro, you got to hold down a job at some point. I had people telling me that, bro. I didn't listen. So I had to learn, had to go through it the hard way. And I went through it the worst way possible. Almost being homeless with my family, bro. Because I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to take that advice that was given to me. It's a learning lesson, bro. And I kept repeating that, though. That's the thing. I never wanted to listen. I always felt like I knew what was right for me in my life. I didn't want to live by the rules. I didn't want to live a normal life like everybody else. I wanted to chase social media and be successful and be famous and make all this money the easy way without putting in the work and grind. That was me, bro. I did that. At that time, bro, I felt like I ain't even deserve to have a family. I'm like, bro, I got a family I can't even take care of for real. Life ain't no game, bro. Life ain't no joke, bro. Especially when you got responsibilities, bro. You hear me? Like real responsibilities. And I'm speaking to young men my age, bro. You got kids, bro. You gotta take care of them, bro. You got a wife, man. You gotta treat her right. You gotta hold things down, bro. You gotta create stability for your family, bro. You gotta be there. You know? If you got dreams, if you got goals, bro, chase them, bro. But make sure you can take care of your shit, bro. Like real life. Make sure you can take care of yourself. I kept repeating all these bullshit ass cycles over my life, bro. It fucked me up. You feel me? To use my language, bro. You know, I be getting all emotional and shit, bro. Shit fucked me up, man. Shit ain't cool, bro. I be ashamed of myself sometime, bro. I be ashamed of myself sometime, bro. But all of that led me to this point, bro. It led me to this point, bro. I know what to do now. I gotta stay on track now, bro. I gotta stay on track. Can't blame nobody for where we at in our lives, bro. We responsible, bro. People always complaining about what they don't got or the life they trying to live, bro. Like, that was me. I was one of those people. Always complaining about what I didn't have, about life being hard, and about struggling constantly, bro. Ain't nobody's fault but mine, bro. Ain't nobody responsible for your life but you, bro. We all got opportunities to do whatever we want to do. If we choose not to do what we gotta do to live a good, stable, comfortable life, bro, and we can't be out here complaining about shit like that, bro. What are we complaining for? Change it. That's the thing, bro. If you don't like where you at in your life, change it. Talking about it, complaining about it ain't gonna do nothing for you. You feel me? Sitting there hoping and wishing that a better life is just gonna come into your life, bro. No, you gotta work for it, bro. Go out there and you make a way. You work hard. That's what I have to learn. You work hard for what you want, bro. Social media, being famous, owning businesses ain't the only way, bro. Sometimes you just gotta start somewhere and work your way up. Do what you gotta do until you can do what you wanna do, bro. I want my son to be proud of me, bro. I want my son to be proud of me. You feel me? Up until this point in my life, bro, honestly, I don't feel like I've really done anything for my son to look up to yet. I know he's not really old enough to understand that, but like when he gets older, like he gonna watch my videos. He gonna look at me and be like, damn, I wanna see what my dad life was like. And when he get older, he gonna go on my channel, he gonna see a bunch of bullshit. A bunch of struggle. A bunch of, just me, just not even just, you feel me? It ain't gonna be nothing for him to look up to. So I contemplated hard, bro, about just deleting all of my videos. You feel me? And like just kind of starting over. But I'm like, I ain't gonna do that because that's part of what I want my son to see. I want him to see not only the struggle that I went through, but I also want him to see the change. And the consistent change, the right change. So he can see which way not to live and which way to live. So when my son get older, I ain't gotta hide nothing from him. I want him to see the journey. I want him to see me become a changed man. I'm blessed, bro. I've always been blessed. I just kept taking those blessings for granted. I can't keep doing that. I can't do that no more, bro. Like, I understand that I was learning. And sometimes I had to go through those things to really know what not to do. But bro, like at some point, bro, you gotta tighten up, bro. At some point, you gotta tighten up and get your life where it needs to be, bro. Like, I'm blessed, bro. Like, what? I am blessed. I have a son. I have a beautiful wife. I'm married, bro. I got a truck. I still got my apartment. I got a good job. I got multiple sources of income with YouTube, the gig work, my current job. Like, what? Man, can't take that. Man, you can't keep taking stuff like that for granted, bro. I am beyond blessed in my life, bro. So it's up to me to make sure I stay on the right track of my life. Most importantly, for my family, bro. I got responsibilities as a man, bro. Like, I gotta do what I gotta do, bro. That's non-negotiable, bro. I gotta stay on the right track in my life, bro. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do.